Assalamu alaikum, viewers. My name is Ali Raza, and I have done masters in business administrations, and I am doing my own business. Today, I am doing live session for Help Hour, and my player I have guest Shaba Shamas. She born in Algeria and she is living in USA, and her career is business consultant. She empower to the people so that they become financially free. So welcome to Shaba. How are you?
Thank you. Hello, citizens of the world. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. Shaba, our topic is a success framework. So can you
Mhm.
explain what is this success framework, please?
Well, yeah, first of all, this is the e-commerce summit. So teaching people how to become financially free doing business online. And it became a must or something a growing business, especially since the pandemic. And we are actually seeing a growth in this market. However, before we talk about being successful as an entrepreneur, there is a prerequisite to success. And it is the habits and the mindset that entrepreneurs need to gain and adopt before they engage into any venture. So you need to consider the success framework as a prerequisite for any successful entrepreneurship.
All right. So, can you tell me what should be the mindset for any person if he take decision to do the business?
Well, entrepreneurship is not an easy journey, as you can say. A lot of people think that success happens overnight, and it's not. Unless you win the lottery or you come from very wealthy parents or you inherit, everything else is really hard work and dedication and commitment. So building the successful mindset does not happen overnight. You really have to start with understanding the why. Why do you want to start a business? Why do you want to become an entrepreneur? And then from there, you adopt the step-by-step framework or element of the success framework, which we would be talking about today.
Perfect. So, can you tell me what are the points if you will discuss?
So I will be discussing, first of all, faith. Faith is the core value of every human being that connects them to their endeavor, their hardship, their hopes, and their dreams. So I see faith as the foundation of anything that people can build on. And then from there, you have different aspects of the framework that you need to embrace and adopt, like, for instance, organization, like the mindset, like the community that you build around you. So I would be more than happy than to jump into the presentation and then kind of share with you the different points, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so let's then get started on talking about the success framework. And I'm going to be sharing my screen here. I do have quite a few slides, but I'm going to try to really go through all of them because I believe that they have a lot of value. So thank you guys for having me at this e-commerce summit. It's a pleasure to be talking about the success framework. Why this important? Why this topic is really important to talk about success? Well, first of all, success or understanding the framework for success is really the foundation of our life. It creates your own lifestyle. It creates happiness and fulfillment. And then also understand that success is actually predictable and learnable. That's why at our Earnable Wealth Agency, we have a tagline that states that success is learnable and wealth is earnable. And in our agency, we actually help entrepreneurs to understand the foundation and the core values of the success framework and to build wealth. So how do we learn about success? First of all, observe successful people around you. Surround yourself with successful entrepreneurs, people who have done it, and then try to model that success in order for you to become successful. If you don't have access to these successful people, which is actually hard in the day we live in with all the virtual and digital assets we have, you can connect and follow, successful people. But if you do not have access to that, read biographies of successful people, and then you can actually learn a lot about their journey and their lives. And then, of course, from there, try to model that success. So for me to talk today about success, how is it that I came about with this framework? So first of all, it is a synthesis of a lot of programs and a lot of experiences that I've had. It's also my personal journey. So I can actually give you a step-by-step on how you need to live life to be successful. And we really have to understand that success means different things for different people, but the frameworks is valid for anyone in any given aspect. So about the speaker or the presenter today. So I'm Shaba Shams, and I'm originally from Algeria, North Africa. I moved to the United States about 4 years ago, and I spent my entire adult life in education. I've been a college university professor. I've been a senior director. I manage people. And then more lately, I took all my experiences and my expertise and I moved into this entrepreneurship life because I'm big on innovation and progressive thinking. And honestly, to be very honest about the principle of success and happiness, starts with gratitude, with hamd. People who have an abundance of gratitude in their heart feel like they live that happy and successful life ongoing. The 7 steps or the 7 elements of this success framework is as follow. Like I was talking about faith. Faith is a very important element of success and happiness. And as defined by Napoleon Hill, he says that faith is a state of mind which may be included or created by affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind. So faith in a way, it's what you repeat and what you tell yourself. It's a form of affirmation that you put in your mind and you train to have this positive thinking about believing in a higher self, on a higher power. Now, I wanted to look into Islam because I am talking to a Muslim community, alhamdulillah. So what does Islam say about faith? We see that there is a correlation between the 2 definitions here, that Islam perceives faith as an affirmation and not merely belief. So it's affirmation that includes the words of the heart, which is beliefs, and the action of the heart, which is compliance. So there is a combination of action and belief system in the heart of the word we say. That's why in our training and coaching programs, we teach people that words matter and they can actually train their subconscious to change and switch their mindset through affirmation. Why faith is important? Because faith can overcome everything, and faith overcomes fear. And a lot of entrepreneurs deal with a lot of fear in their career and their journey, and the only way to overcome fear is really through faith. That's why we believe that faith is really fundamental in the success framework. Our second point is the mindset in this framework. So the mindset needs to be answering some questions. The first one is, what is your why? Why are you becoming an entrepreneur? Why do you want to build wealth? Why do you want to do e-commerce? Why do you want to connect with people all over the world? You really have to answer these questions. So meditation, I go back to saying prayers and meditation really help people understand their why. And then you have to have long-term and short-term goals. It's not enough to say that, oh, I know what I'm doing. It's like, where do you want to see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now, inshallah? And then have directional focus, meaning if you do focus on the product you're doing or where you are at in life, anytime you find problems or challenges, you give up. However, if you are focused on your long-term goal, even if something doesn't work out today, you have the ability to change it. That's why we we say have directional focus. Create a roadmap to build your business. Just don't let it to fate or play it by ear. You really have to plan and understand the step by step and of the model. Think about the goals that are important to you. We do have a lot of noise in this digital era, a lot of distractions. So you need to work on projects and surround yourself by people who actually are aligned with what you're doing. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of distractions and a lot of, obstacles to get where you need to be. Number 6 is really important to understand because a lot of people don't really pay attention to it or don't spend time of it. It's visualization. And you have to have a vision board. It can be words, it can be images, it can be a declaration, whatever works for you. For me personally, I am very visual. So I actually created a vision board with photographs of everything that I wanted to accomplish in my life. And to my great surprise, because I don't look at it all the time, but sometimes I look at it and I realize that some of those images that I put there actually came true. So I do replace the theoretical image by the real photograph that I took of my real life happening. Just an example, I have been dreaming to come live in Florida for over 20 years. And in my previous business, I used to come down to Daytona Beach where I had conferences and presentations and meetings. And I used to drive over the bridge that connects the two areas, the island side and the mainland. And I dreamed of living there, driving over that bridge. And then subhanAllah, 4 years later, I am here driving over the bridge after I moved to Florida. And then all of a sudden it hit me like, oh my God, I had this vision that I wanted to live here and drive on this bridge daily. And then it happened. And really, when you do an inventory of your life, you do realize that sometimes there are things that you did visualize that came true. The key is to understand how did you do it? Write it down and try to adopt the same strategy, the same mindset, the same vibration to make other things happen as well. And then, of course, think bigger. Nobody grows if they are still like narrow-minded. You have to think bigger. A second element is, or the third element, should I say, is habits. John Maxwell talks about consistency a lot. You cannot be successful if you do one thing one day and you stop. So the habits you build, the routine you build in your life, the consistency they create is really what makes you successful. For instance, if you do want to have a great body and you do want to lose weight and be healthy, which I'll be talking about in a little bit, is it enough for you to go to the gym one day and build muscles? Of course not. If you want to learn anything in life, is it going to be something that you're going to be doing one time and that's it? Of course not. So habits are very important. And all successful people through their biographies and lifestyle, you will see that they built successful habits. So identify the pattern and try to connect or build the same thing. Like, for instance, successful people are early risers. It just is. They like to wake up early. They like to, for instance, meditate. They like to read. So these are very important habits to gain if you want to be successful. So don't think that you're going to be reinventing the wheel. Sometimes it's really finding what works for you and adapt it. And another important aspect of the habit is really be off when you are off. A lot of us don't or can't disconnect, and there is a burnout quickly. Sometimes it's really important to find a level of balance and harmony in your life that you tell yourself, okay, I am going to be taking this evening off. I am going to be taking this weekend off. I am going to be turning off my phone and taking that 1 hour to decompress and kind of recenter, especially for introvert people. I am an introvert. And I actually energize myself by isolation and meditation. I love people and I enjoy being a social butterfly, like I say. However, when I get tired or exhausted, I energize myself through my isolation and the time that I spend with myself. So this is creating, number 6, when you create your blueprint, it's important to identify who you are and what kind of person and what brings you joy and happiness, and be able to build a life around that. And then, of course, I'm going to go back quickly on number 3, because I mentioned here emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence. A lot of us actually are so focused in the materialistic life that we forget and neglect the spiritual life. And that is a very important element in creating a form of harmony with the universe. And I say it like this because some people believe in Allah, some people believe in God, some people believe in Buddha. Whatever your belief system is, there is a level of spirituality that actually provides you a relief and a peace that we all are in need of. And that is why I talk about emotional and spiritual intelligence, which is also very crucial. Another aspect of successful people and successful life in the framework is organization. Again, plan your work and work your plan. You cannot be successful if you're chaotic and all over the place. Have goal setting using the SMART model, which is be specific about your goals. Have goals that you can measure. Like, for instance, if you tell yourself, I'm going to be spending every day 2 hours working on my book, or I'm going to do 30 minutes learning how to shoot video for my YouTube channel, or I'm going to spend 1 hour learning about e-commerce or how to set up a Shopify store. So all this is measurable. You can actually, at the end of the day or the end of the week, understand whether you accomplished and you met and you measure your goal or not. Attainable, like, for instance, have a goal that you can attain. I want to, for instance, create a YouTube channel. I want to sell a product on this platform. This is attainable. But I don't think that if I had a goal, like I want to join the WNBA, for me being over 50, I don't think it's a goal that is achievable for me. So this is why it's very important to understand that you look at your skills, your passion, what you're good at, what you can truly do, and create a goal and a lifestyle that you can actually achieve instead of being in la-la world. So there is a difference between a dream and a delusion, and part of success is understanding the difference. And then relevant. Don't work on tasks that are not relevant to your goal. And then timely. If you have something you need to do by the end of the day, by the end of the week, set the time to make sure that you are meeting the goal. And also timely meaning relevant to the people. I am not going to be spending my time working on projects or ideas that are so outdated. So I have to know what problems am I solving in the community for the people and how I can reach out to them. But if I'm solving problems that are not relevant to people and not timely, of course, that's not going to work out. Understand what's urgent and what's important. I think a lot of us kind of fall in the urgent, everything is urgent and you have to answer right now and you have to make a decision right now. And we are taking time away from the important things. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to come back to the number 4, which is calendar, because I want to share with you how I set up my calendar. So number 5, connect the daily tasks to a long-term and short-term goals. Allow for buffer time. Buffer time is when you build your calendar. Make sure you have time that is just off time. And then whenever you are over your task or you haven't met your goal, you can take some of that time for miscellaneous. And then last but not least, get a mentor. A lot of us kind of overlook the need to have a mentor, somebody who has the experience to help us. So if I come back to number 4, which is the calendar, so I'm sharing with you kind of a sample of 1 week, how I schedule my calendar. As you can see on your left here, we have different calendars that I create, from Shaba Personal to Project Planning to Shaba Promo, reminders if I'm shooting videos. So everything that I have going on in my life is pretty much here, and I'm sure that it's going to grow as my tasks are going to grow. And then I start building my free time first from the workout, that's important, and my meditation, and then the off time, of course. And then I set up about 20 hours to get stuff done. And then the other stuff, I put different colors just to remind me when I do my social media, my videos, and things like that. So now if something comes up and this time, for instance, is not available, and I am doing something else or I'm helping somebody, then I have to find the time to move this into the off time, working probably later in the night or taking the time from the weekend. So I am very mindful about my calendar. I'm trying to be very respectful of the different task obligations that I have, and that's how I live life. And I really urge everybody to do something similar, just to be able to see at least where the time is going. So failing to plan is planning to fail. So you need really to master your calendar, and that is a very important task to master. Physical, I cannot emphasize enough about the importance of being physical and active. Have a daily workout routine, meditation, watch your eating habits, drinking habits, meaning drink a lot of water. How do you sleep? How do you get to the finish line? You need to build emotional and physical fitness to be able to have the energy and the focus to really do what you need to do. Last but not least, get a coach, get a mentor to help you with your diet, with your exercise, all of which are super important. The next one is the community. The community is the people around you, the like-minded people that can help you with your thinking, from mastermind to networking, again, to mentorship, which is important. Why mastermind groups are very important? Because they help you brainstorm ideas to understand if what you're doing and what you're about to do is valid. The freedom to talk about what drives you without judgment, and then motivation from people who think like you, right? So sometimes we have crazy ideas and things we want to do. You don't want to surround yourself by people who say, oh my goodness, you really can't. Oh, it's been done. Or so all of this will hold you back from being innovative and progressive. But you want to surround yourself by people who know the importance of being innovative, solving problems, being energetic. And it's okay if you have tons of ideas all the time. This mastermind group can help you actually think through things and see what is really worth pursuing and what is not worth pursuing. Accountability. This is a big one, a big one. I coach people who actually know what they need to do on a daily basis, but they don't do it. And then they come back and they ask the same question. And they come back and they ask the same question. We need to be committed to the success we want to build, to the legacy we want to create, to our life. This is, like I always say, life is a gift, and we need to live it like we mean it. And accountability is the element that helps you and move forward by keeping track of everything you say you would do that you would do. Have key performance indicators. What are you doing and how are you performing on such tasks? If you lack skills or knowledge or expertise, you can either connect with people who know more and you learn from them, or God bless YouTube University. Just Google it and learn and ask questions. But there is no excuse to sit in the stagnant situation and constantly complain that you cannot move forward, when really, if you set goals and you hold yourself accountable, you will see how much progress you're going to make. Get an accountability partner. I mean, thankfully, we have so many different groups on Facebook and other social media that you can connect with the group, like-minded people, and say, hey, I'm looking for a mastermind or a group or an accountability partner. What about if we meet once a week and we talk about our goals and how we can achieve them? It's very feasible and it's free that you can do. Just have the right mindset and find the right partners. And then, of course, I will never speak enough of consistency. Doing one thing one day is not get you where you want to be. So consistency is the difference between those who keep going and those who give up. Last but not least, again and again, get a mentor or a coach. So this is pretty much the 7 elements of the success framework that I built pretty much through programs and reading and personal experience. So we start with faith as the core. We have the mindset, habits, organization, the physical, which is very important, community, and accountability. So I wanted also to talk quickly about the 5-step process to turn your dreams into reality. And again, you have to understand that dreams are achievable as long as they are attainable. So you start with the vision. What is the vision of your dream? What do you want to accomplish in life? You have to write a declaration. This is either visual or words, however it's working for you. I am more visual. Letter, write a letter, resource up, get a mentor, programs, whatever is out there, and then go back to the faith over fear. Faith will get you anything you want, pretty much. So our friend Richard Branson here says every risk is worth taking as long as it's for a good cause and contributes to a good life. So start with that mindset that you're here to make a difference, to contribute to the world, to help people solve problems. That's what entrepreneurs do, and take risks. And I wanted to share with you quickly here this book, The Art of War. And if you guys want to read it, it pretty much summarizes everything we talked about. And then this will help you change your limiting belief from fear to opportunity. So whenever you are scared to do something, change that fear and turn it into opportunity that you can actually do more. And this is going to be my two last slides. And I want to share with you a profit-producing activity that I'm going to leave you guys with. And I hope you find this outline beneficial. But I want you guys to really, moving forward, practice the 7 aspects of this activity, profit-producing activity. Number 1, and this is something you need to do on your own. You're more than welcome to post on my social media if you want to give me the feedback, but you don't have to. This is really something that you can do for yourself. So number 1 is, what is your why? Do you know why you want to do what you want to do? And try to really investigate your inner soul in terms of the different layers of the why. Number 2, do you have a declaration? Set a declaration, the date. What is it that you want to do? Do you want to create an e-commerce store, product, or service? When do you want to do it by? And then reverse engineering. So have the goal set, the long-term goal, and then start working your way backwards. That way, the goal you will set today will be connected that the goal you will have 5 years or 10 years from now. Focus. Remove distractions. Say no. Invest in yourself. If you don't know what you don't know, get people who know through the mastermind group, through Go coaching program, mentorship. I mean, there are so many different resources out there that you have no excuse not to grow and not to learn and not to try to become a better version of yourself. Remove distractions, which we spoke about before. Turn off TV, phone. Be off. Done. Block time that you create for 25 minutes or 20 minutes, focus on one task, take 5-minute break, and then come back to another 20 minutes. And then you will see how much your performance is going to improve just by doing that. And then last but not least, own your calendar. Do you have a calendar? How do you organize your time? What are you working on? What are you thinking about? Who are you talking to? So all of these are very important to manage your success process to really grow continually. And with this, I will be done. And I am happy to announce that I am 5 minutes away from the end of the presentation. Are you guys there?
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Your slides are really very informative.
Yeah, I told you that I speak fast, and I am going to make it in less than 30 minutes, and I have 5 minutes for questions.
Yeah, perfect. One question is, so Shaba, can you tell me how much a mentor is important in a person's life who want to start his business?
Oh, very important. I mean, honestly, you really cannot manage. Okay, this is how I see it. I have always been somebody who works out. You know, I'm very physical. I've been an athlete since I was young. I grew up as a gymnast, and for a while, you know, I stopped like getting people to help me working out, and I gained weight, and I was really like that. So the second I got a coach to help me with my workout and exercises and hold me accountable, I became better. See, that's the thing. How fast do you want to go? How much improvement do you want to have? It's your choice. You can do something in 5 years, but if you get a mentor and a coach and somebody who's going to push you and teach you and give you the expertise, you can accomplish it in 1 year. That's what I'm saying. It's like you can achieve whatever you want to do on your own. However, the expertise is lacking. The error is lacking. The mentor will tell you, for instance, if you want to do something a certain way, they can guide you step by step, and they can actually avoid your mistakes that they themselves have done. So with the mentor, you learn the right way, the right process, you gain time, and also you try to avoid mistakes. Does it make sense?
Yeah, perfect. So, Shaba, can you tell me if a person want to start according to your mindset, according to the organization that you described very well, if the person face problems like a financial problem, like a other problem, internet problem, knowledge problem, how he can solve his problem and
Well,
to start? Yeah.
that's thanks, Arshad. Mindset is key to success, and I mean, you guys know me by now. It's all about the mindset, and I worked a lot on my mindset. I come from a third world country myself. You know, I grew up in Algeria, and I didn't have as many opportunities as the ones that I have here in the United States. That's why now I'm so appreciative of everything that comes my way. But even in the third world now, life has changed, and there are different people who are trying to do different good things. Like, for instance, our brother Rihan, God bless his heart. I mean, just the amazing work that he's doing with the community is just amazing. So even if we are in countries that are not really, like, you know, advanced, and they don't have access to everything, you will always find ways. That's what we call resourcefulness. So entrepreneurs and successful people, they don't have a lot of resources. They become resourceful, meaning that they look at the problem of what is it that they want to do, and they find a way to do it. Whether you are in America or you are in Pakistan or Algeria, I truly believe that resourcefulness is something that is available to everybody. Just an example from like the 1930s, for instance, we talk about Napoleon Hill, who actually interviewed a lot of successful people. And really at that time, they didn't have internet, they didn't have the same technology, they didn't have the same resource, but those people built wealth and built success because they knew how to become resourceful. So my advice is really for people to start being resourceful, as opposed to, oh, give me everything. There is actually a tagline that I use when, you know, because I come from an educational background and I was a university professor. And I have been involved in digital literacy and information literacy. And one of the things that I always taught my students and the faculty member is that if you teach people how to fish, they will eat every day. If you give people a fish, they will eat one day. So a lot of people, when they are facing hardship, they're asking for the fish, which is the wrong approach. What they need to ask for is, how do I fish to be able to eat every day? So become resourceful.
Yeah, thank you so much for Shaba. Shamas. You join us for this live session. You give the excellent, you share your knowledge with the people. I hope the people from the Pakistan or from the other countries that are listening you, they will learn a lot from you. So thank you very much. And I would like to say that thanks to Usman Chuttai, who conducted such kind of a wonderful live session. People can learn a lot. So for right now, I would like to say you bye, and we will join next time with the next session. So thank you so
Inshallah.
much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Bye bye.